Hello students, good morning. Welcome to English class. So we'll come to the third unit named Seeds and Deeds. So the name of the third unit is Seeds and Deeds. So you can see a picture given there. See, I think it's a very simple picture, and if you look closely I think you can identify a number of images there. Okay, look at this picture. Which are the images that you can identify here? You can see I think a number of people engaged in various works, some of them carrying some large bundle of grass or bundle of grain, or maybe some of them planting, some of them moving with a spade, or carrying loads, watering. Okay, likewise on here you can see a person climbing on a coconut. You can see a house there. Here somebody fishing, I think. Here is a girl carrying pot, maybe water. Okay, likewise if you look closely, very easily you can identify a number of images. Okay, so this picture we can say gives the activities commonly taking place, happening in a village, etc. Okay, my question is, but can you notice anything special about this painting, or can you find anything special about this picture? Okay, it's very simple, no doubt. Then how are these images or these pictures drawn? Anything special there? Is there anything special? Okay, all these pictures, if you look closely, you can see that they are drawn using geometrical shapes. Geometrical shapes. Maybe a circle, maybe a triangle, maybe a rectangle, maybe a line. Likewise, all the pictures, if you look, all the pictures are drawn using geometrical shapes. That's the speciality of this one. Then this is called, this is Warli paintings. W-A-R-L-I, Warli paintings. Keep in the mind the name. What is that? Warli, spelling W-A-R-L-I, Warli paintings. So what are Warli paintings? These are the paintings, or such paintings are the paintings of tribal people. Wali is a tribal set of people living in Maharashtra. So tribal people. So they are painting, and the speciality, as we have mentioned, what's the speciality? Okay, using geometrical shapes. And we know that it is very easy to draw, and also it is very easy to communicate the ideas which the person who wants to show using these drawings. And here also you can see that it is mainly related to the life of people in a village, maybe the festivals or something like that. Okay, so this is an example of Wali painting. W-A-R-L-I. Okay, so will you keep in mind the name? Which is that name? Wali paintings. W-A-R-L-I. Okay, so and as we mentioned at the beginning, name of the unit is Seeds and Deeds. Okay, and in this unit there are two prose lessons and two poems. The Light on the Hills by Lucy Clifford, Rosa Parks Sat Still, written by Rosa Parks. Two poems, Sower by Victor Marie Hugo, The Village Blacksmith by H.W. Longfellow. And before coming to the prose lesson, or before coming to these lessons, there is another anecdote given here named Smart Work versus Hard Work. So two things, which are there? Smart work is there and then hard work is there. Which is important? Smart work or hard work? Both are important. Okay, hard work. Okay, no doubt hard work is important. Smart work? No doubt. But which is more important? So that's why it is given smart work versus hard work. I told you that it is an anecdote. ANECDOTE, anecdote. What do you mean by an anecdote? Any idea? Okay. Anecdote shows an incident that has really taken place, not an imaginary incident. It's a real incident. So what's the term? Anecdote. So it's a very simple anecdote, a short one. So we will see what is that mentioned, what are the details mentioned here. So it is mentioned that in the beginning, the first sentence, once two men had a heated argument with each other. What do you mean by a heated argument? A very strong argument. Do you know what was the topic? That is mentioned in the second sentence. What is that? Who could cut more firewood from morning till 4 in the afternoon? So two people were there. Okay, what was the topic of their argument? Who could cut more firewood from morning till evening, till 4 in the afternoon? So we know that if they, okay, both of them will say that, okay, I will do, other one also will say the same. But if you have to really find out who will cut more firewood, they should be given a chance. Okay, so here also the same thing happened. They decided to fight it out. How? The next morning they decided to cut firewood to see who could cut more firewood. So the next morning the two men started their work. What work? What's the work they are going to do? Okay, cutting firewood. So how were they working? It is mentioned. At first they worked at the same speed. We cannot say who will win the competition or who here who will cut more firewood, because they were working. It is mentioned. What is mentioned here? They were working at the same speed. But in an hour, one of them found that the other had stopped cutting. What might have happened? Tired. We do not know. Okay, however, one of them stopped working. What did the other man do? He continued working. He wanted to win. So, realizing that this was his chance, the first man started to cut wood with the double effort. He wanted to win at any cost. So, what happened to the second man? He stopped, and the first man continued. It is mentioned with the doubled effort. It is mentioned. 10 minutes passed, and he heard the second man working again. So maybe, as you told, he might have tired, or he wanted to take rest for 10 minutes, then he continued. We do not know what happened really. However, he stopped for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, he continued the work. They were working almost synchronously. What do you mean? What do you mean by this term, synchronously? At the same speed and same style, almost together, we can say. Then the first man found that his opponent had stopped again. The beginning, after 1 hour, he stopped for 10 minutes. Here, again, after the second hour also, he stopped. So the first man, what might have, he thought, surely he would win. It is mentioned, sensing the smell of victory. What is that? The first man started to work, sensing the smell of victory. So here this word is SENSING. There is a mistake, the spelling. Okay, that is, I used not there. What's the spelling? SENSING. Sensing the smell of victory. That means he would surely win. This lasted all day long. What lasted? What's the thing that lasted? Both of them were working together, but the second man stopped 10 minutes at the end of each hour. After every hour, he stopped for 10 minutes. What about the first man? He didn't stop. Why? He wanted to win. He wanted to prove that he would cut more firewood. So whenever he understood that the other man had stopped, it is mentioned that that time he was doing the work with double effort. Then when the time expired, what's the time mentioned? 4 in the afternoon. So from morning till 4 in the afternoon. When the time expired, the first man who worked without stopping was absolutely sure that he would win the prize. He was very sure. He had a strong belief. Why? Because he did more work. He did more hard work, we can say. What about the other man? What about the other man? The second man? He stopped 10 minutes after every hour. So the first man was sure that he had worked for more time. He had done more hard work. So surely there was no need of even what we say, checking the result. We can say what's the result? Who has cut more firewood? But he was surprised to know that he was mistaken. He was surprised to know that he was mistaken. What was the mistake? He believed that he had cut more firewood, or he had won. He was sure, even though the result was not announced, he was sure that he had won the competition. But he was mistaken. What was the mistake? Actually, the second man had cut more firewood. And why it was a surprise for the first man? The first man continued his effort. He didn't stop in between. He continued his hard work till the end. What about the second man? He stopped for 10 minutes after every hour. So that was a surprise. How did that happen? He asked his partner. He couldn't believe. Like, he stopped in between 10 minutes. Every hour I found that you stopped work for 10 minutes. How could you cut more firewood than me? It is impossible. He asked his doubt. What was that? Every hour I found that you stopped work for 10 minutes. How could you cut more firewood than me? It is impossible. What was the answer? It is very simple, in fact, answered the second man. Every hour I stopped the work for 10 minutes. It's a fact. I stopped for 10 minutes. And when you were cutting, I was sharpening my axe. Do you think that the second one was actually taking rest? No. He was sharpening his axe. Because we know that whatever work we are doing, if we are not doing it efficiently, if we are not doing the necessary things for that, we cannot succeed. So this is the anecdote mentioned here. So a number of questions are there. What is this anecdote about? What is this anecdote about? It's about two people who had a heated argument, that who could cut more firewood from morning till 4 in the afternoon. Who among the two characters do you think is smart? Who? Is it the first man who continued work till the end without stopping in between? Is it the first man? No, second man. Why? He is smart. Why? He was sharpening his axe after every hour, and we can say that he was doing smart work. What about the first man? He also was doing hard work, but it was not smart work. Why? He was cutting firewood using an axe which was not sharp. Understood? So the second man sharpened his knife after every hour and he could cut more fine. What moral does the anecdote convey? What's the moral of this anecdote? There I think we'll have the answer. What is that? We should do hard work or smart work. We cannot say we should not do hard work, surely, but we should do smart work. Smart work. What is smart work in this context? Can you say? Whatever we are doing, we should make all possible means to make the work really effective. And for that, sometimes we have to sharpen our knives, sharpen our tools, or whatever we are doing, we have to do it in a smart way. Think of your studies. Think that you are working for 10 or okay, not for 10 hours, it is too much. Think that you are studying something for 5 hours. You are reading for 5 hours. But you are not able to, tell the answers, or you are able to write the exam properly. We cannot say that you are not doing work. You are doing hard work. But sometimes it won't be smart work. If it is smart work, how should you do? Okay, you should be learning your lessons. You should understand it carefully. You should clarify your doubts. You should write down the answers. You should make sure that the answers are correct. You have included all the points. You are able to answer the questions from the topics that you have learned. That is smart work. But if you are just reading for 5 or 6 hours, but if you are not able to write an answer, it is not smart work. So whatever we are doing, how should we do? We should do it smartly. That means we should do it efficiently and effectively. Okay, that's the story of smart work versus hard work, this anecdote. Okay, so read this anecdote many times. Learn, I think a number of words are there. Learn the spelling. And next day we will come to the first process. Okay, thank you.